before we go too much of a deep dive into the Spurs game, which obviously comes this weekend in the Premier League, of Wolves in the League Cup, Jace, are you expecting to maybe see a similar team to the one that was put out against Ajax in the Champions League?
I am, Liv. You know, they're two big games, and the importance now on the Wolves game, bottom of the table, to try and go into that Spurs game on the back of 2 defeats, that fills me with dread. However, he has to manage and navigate his way through. And I thought what he did against Ajax was... OK, they got the red card. They were poor before the red card, but the free kick were led after the red card to get the goal, kind of sealed their fate. And it worked. It was absolutely perfect. He got minutes for the players he wanted to get minutes. He rested players that he wanted to rest. So going into that game at the weekend, you felt everything was in place. Didn't happen for us. I expect him to name a team. I expect him to know his Spurs team first. And on the back of that team, he'll pick the Wolves team. So not the other way round.
Yeah.
They're both, obviously, with one game away from the quarterfinals, but the Spurs game they're both big, but the Spurs game, that is now, you can't lose back-to-back Premier League games, and of course it be them as well. I'd rather beat Spurs and lose to Wolves, right? If that's the choice you're giving me, right? And I know it's not, but I think that he will have an idea as, God willing, everyone's fit, no suspensions, please. I think he'll have his Spurs team he'll want to pick. And I think he worked back, and I think he picks his Wolves team and based on that.
Matisse is growing his hair until it's 5 games. Chelsea go without getting a red card. We're what? Is it 2 games at the moment, or is it 3?
I think it's 2 games on the bounce.
2 games on the bounce without a red card. We're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Do you think João Pedro, for me, shouldn't start against Wolves? Would you be surprised if he was in the starting 11, given apparently he has been playing with it?
Yeah, I would be surprised. I think this is what you sign Buonanotte for. You know, this is what you sign these kind of guys from on the last parts of the transfer window to play in these games. But I do think I'm tussling with the importance of this Wolves game, because I do believe that this team, they need to continue that winning mentality and that habit that they got of winning trophies at the back end of last season and carry that into this season. I think it's with the way the league is shaping up and the gap that we have to the top, that could possibly extend, over the next couple of weeks. We have to be careful. It's really important to me that this team, they win something this season. I think that is something that needs to be carried over whilst we're still figuring ourselves out. Because right now, and I remember when Jose Mourinho came in, it was a very similar situation. We're setting a culture. There's a culture that's being set at Chelsea with this new group, with all of this new ownership, the turnover of the players, the new managers. We need to be able to set the culture, and the culture's got to be winning trophies. I think if you're trying to set any other culture, then you're going into a very dangerous territory where you're starting to become the Tottenham 2.0. So I think winning something every season, just to keep that taste for it, that hunger for it, that mentality for it, to win at Wembley, to win those big finals, whilst we're still trying to sort ourselves out in majors like the Premier League, like the Champions League, is massive. So if we went out to Wolves, I don't know, especially with where Wolves are at right now, they look like they're going to get relegated. Yeah, not for me.
You have to handpick one team, it's Wolves, right? Away from home.
Yeah. But because they're going to go strong. Right, I think they'll go strong, right?
No.
Do you not reckon?
I don't know.
They need to survive.
Yeah, the biggest thing...
Yeah, but winning surely is the most...
Well,
I think they could do with less games and just work on the training pitch.
This is a bit of a nuisance for Pereira. He's under pressure. He fell out with the fans midweek. This is a game they could do without, really. They want to concentrate the weekend. 3 points. They will swap 3 points for a defeat against Chelsea the weekend. That's for a fact.
Absolutely. I mean, there is one good thing about, when Chelsea are on a poor run. I say poor run. I think we are forgetting. And this is the problem.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm saying we're on a poor run of form. We've lost one game.
That's the point I made at the top of the show. There needs to be some context to this. It was a bad defeat against Sunderland. It's one result and one bad performance. Yeah, we all felt it. But actually, we've done all right. And there have been some of these little pop-up. Brighton. As long as
it's a one-off again. As long as it's just a one-off and Chelsea can go and beat Wolves, then you look at it and go...
The league form is too inconsistent.
Yeah, it is.
In all competitions, Chelsea have got 4 wins out of 5. They've beaten Ajax, they've beaten Benfica, they've beaten Lincoln. Yeah. But when you actually pick apart the Premier League form, we've lost 2 home games already. Yeah. And we've only played 5. Yeah. Chelsea have got to get consistent in the Premier League. We haven't even reached the Christmas period. So I get... Look, the reason why it doesn't feel like as if we're in good form is because we know that the Premier League right now, we're kind of just wishy-washy. We're not really setting ourselves up for a run or consistency or, to be up at the upper echelons of the table. We're in that pack again. And we don't want to be in that pack. We was in that pack last season. We qualified for the Champions League on the last day. we don't want to be in that situation again.
That's fair.
I mean, looking at the league table, I know it's only 9 games into the Premier League season, but I think there will be a fight for the Champions League this season.
We've got teams like Sunderland and Bournemouth.
Bournemouth, I think, are the one.
That are muscling their way in there. And, they need to be... You expect them because the size of the squad for them to fall away, but they don't have Champions League football, they have European football.
Yeah.
It's very
Bournemouth look absolutely brilliant. What I was going to say was, coming into this game in poor form, which Chelsea definitely are not in poor form, because if Chelsea beat Wolves, it's then 4 wins in 5, and you're looking okay again. We're probably not sat here having these sorts of conversations. But the good thing is we're playing Spurs.
Yep.
And for whatever reason, no matter how bad Chelsea are or how good Spurs are, they just cannot seem to beat us. Maresca did the double over them last season, that game where they went 2-0 up at home and we ended up winning 4-2. Yeah. Like we say, Jace, if those players... I mean, they've done it under Maresca. It's largely the same team, isn't it, really, when you think about it going into this season. They're going to be up for this Spurs game, aren't they? They know, I feel like, led by probably Enzo Fernandez the most in this situation, Reece James as well.
Yeah.
They know what it means to play Spurs.
It's one of the first fixtures that we all look for when we play in Spurs. When we play in Spurs home and away, Liverpool home and away, Arsenal, there's certain fixtures. This is right at the very top of the list for me.
Yeah.
Yes, we do have a great record against them. Their home form, I've seen all their games at home. Against Bournemouth, they lost the first home game of the season. They were terrible. Wolves scored a last-minute equaliser. Palhinha scored late on against them. A couple of weeks ago, Villa. Their home form is terrible. They look a shadow of the team. I saw them against Everton, and Everton done all right, but actually, Spurs were the better side. 2 set-piece goals as well. I don't want to scare you, by the way. Van der Ven scores.
Get Van der Ven,
That needs to be marked. But this game kind of stands alone. I don't think you can really look at any form going into it. It does feel one of those games. It is a Chelsea-Spurs-Chelsea game. Something will happen. There's always drama of some description. Yeah. Either a red card or some side goes 2-0 down, or there's a penalty or something. And it feels like this game here is one of the most fiercely contested, but something always happens. There's always something.
It's always the best game of every season.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, in recent seasons, every game that's been game of the season has always been Chelsea Spurs.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about Spurs. They just seem to lose their heads every time they play us.
It's fantastic.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what we have over them. It's something.
Well, I know. Trophies.
Yeah, it's everything, really.
I was going to say it was Hazard's curler at Stamford Bridge, but this squad didn't experience that. That was, Alderweireld and Vertonghen and those type of guys. So, I love this game. This is my favourite game of the season at the moment, especially in the Premier League. I just think it's so entertaining. You can feel... I've been to Tottenham away a few times as in the away end, and you just feel the extra responsibility to go there and demonstrate why you are the kings of London and why they are not. And that is it. And it's purely just putting them in their place again, laying down a marker and leaving. And that's what we've got to do. Regardless of what we're striving for, aiming for, going to achieve, you always have to beat Tottenham. And that one time that we didn't at Stamford Bridge, I remember that Dele Alli header on the back post.
Conte.
It felt like the world was going to end. It was like, what is going on
here?
That
was like the first time in 30 years they've beaten us at home.
It's just completely foreign to everything that we're used to. Is Tottenham. We're meant to be winning those games all the time. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Hopefully Cucurella doesn't have slippers on.
Boots in the Still didn't matter though, still won.
No, we still won.
Insane.
I mean, that was actually one of my favourite games. The only thing was that was Ange last season, and defending, they just didn't do it, did they?
No.
They just sacked it off completely.
Yeah.
Whereas under Thomas Frank, I don't know what it is, like you say, Jace, they've only won 1 game at home all season, and that's been at home to Burnley.
Yeah, they're not great. Then there is definitely a pattern is emerging. Spurs away, been very good. Spurs at home, very poor.
Yeah.
If we bring our A game, we'll give them a game. Yeah, absolutely.
Give them a game or beat them, Jason?
But okay, beat them, right? but that A game, everyone's got to be at it.
Everybody's got to be on it.
Everyone's got to be at it.
Yeah.
You've got to deliver an 8.
Yeah.
You can't be delivering 6s and 5s because you will not get away with it.
Yeah.
And if they... And that, you're right, it is one of those games where everyone at that stadium knows the importance of this game.
Yeah. And there's a few players on their side that almost joined Chelsea this summer. Xavi Simons is at Tottenham. Kudus, we were interested in and went in for. We couldn't get that done. So there's actually quite a little bit of something there in regards to that as well. But a lot of Tottenham fans have been complaining about Tottenham at home being... having the handbrake on, playing maybe with 2 defensive pairing of a midfield, and now this game maybe is something that they're going to look at and to do the same thing, because I don't see no reason why they wouldn't.